Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is the guy with the gray hat. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about how to secure your home network. 4 years ago, nobody cared about that, right? You connected to your Wi-Fi, you just connected to Netflix or your social networks, and that was about it. But after Corona and during Corona pandemic, everybody started working from home, right? And the softwares that we use or the tools we use, they are so mature now that you can do everything from home. You don't even have to go to the office. The only reason you should go to the office or you go to the office is for socialization, right? And people should know that, yeah, you're there, right? So the smart way of working is working from home, of course. And this was discovered during the Corona pandemic, right? At the time, nobody was ready for it. So their home networks weren't home networks, they were just networks, right? With open Wi-Fi's, no segregation, nothing. At the time, I wrote an article about how to securely work from home and the do's and don'ts. You can check it out if you're interested. It's on LinkedIn, and if you want to check it out, just check it out. This is a continuation of that article because now everything's going well. We're out of the pandemic, Corona is still there, but most of us are vaccinated and we've had Corona several times, so our antibodies know what Corona is. So, and people are actually going to the office, they're working, and they work 2 times from home or 3 days from home and 2 days from the office, vice versa, however. But we're still working from home because the flow that we had at the time, it's still there. The first thing that needs to happen is that your office network, like your home office, has to be segregated from your normal Wi-Fi or your normal home network. So there should be a LAN cable going down to your router, and from there it should go out. This is the simplest way. So that you don't connect to your home network if you get compromised on your office laptop, you don't infect your personal laptop, right? Or personal devices. Similarly, if your personal devices or your children's personal devices get compromised, they don't affect your corporate network or corporate device, right? So that's number one. There should be a physical segregation. If you cannot do that and you only have Wi-Fi, you don't have a LAN cable in your home office, you should always isolate your device in the Wi-Fi settings. So in a Wi-Fi router, if you go into settings, you can isolate several devices, right? You can isolate your own device so that your device does not communicate with any of the local network devices, right? And you directly connect to the internet. It's not always about security. I noticed in the past that it's also about privacy. There's a lot of telemetry that is being sent to different organizations like Microsoft, Google, all those things. So from a privacy perspective, it should be, a thing that the network should be segregated or the device should be isolated. So on my local laptop, I was doing some research on security research on Microsoft Edge, and I was looking at what it connects to when it's not doing anything, it just executed. So I closed it down and I noticed that there were background services running. And when I looked at the services through via TCP view, you can actually see there's a TCP view is a software, it's a small software. Just run it. It actually shows you all the processes running and also shows you where they connect to, right? So I noticed that it was connected to my local. There were background processes running, although I had disconnected Microsoft Edge, closed down Microsoft Edge, but it was still connected, and it was connected to my Chromecast over UPnP, right? Why would you do that, right? It's no use. So I went for the worst. I said, oh yeah, my home laptop is compromised and I need to do everything. So I reinstalled everything, but still was doing the same thing. So then I realized, what I did was the only option was to create another network in my Wi-Fi router and connect my laptop to that network, or completely isolate my laptop so that whatever telemetry they wanted and whatever they wanted to do with that, they would not be able to do it, right? So from a privacy perspective, this is also, isolation is also very important. And also the thing is, in nowadays IoT device, everybody's using IoT device, right? You have smart plugs, you have smart cameras, you have smart fridge, microwaves, TV. So any or all of them can be compromised, and once they get compromised, they can affect your corporate network or corporate device as well. So it's always a good idea to have an IoT network that's completely separate, that connects to the internet, not connecting to your home laptop, your phones or anything. Then you have your home network, and then you have your corporate network or corporate home network, right? And if you want to stick around, just keep checking out my channel and you'll see some interesting stuff as well. Have fun, have a good day, peace.